Hello, Sparrows. Hi, Sparrows. Good day, Sparrows. I am Valerie Miller of TVM, the Valerie Miller Double Fold. This very moment, you have opportunity to change. And it is Matters of the Heart Monday. It's Matters of the Heart Monday. And we have a little conversation surrounding Girl Talk Guys 2 tonight, right? Yes, that's what I'm talking about tonight. And of course, what's your status? And are you happy? That is what I am going to serve some juice on tonight. Welcome to the room, Christine, and everybody that's going to be coming into the room. So, guess what? We're coming from chapter 27. Show love by being love. That's the topic. That's where we're going to be coming from tonight, because every week it is without fail. This platform is because of this book. So since this is because of the book, we always pull a chapter in liaison to what I'm going to be talking about. And as weather changes, it's getting cool outside now, and it's been quite a few topics that I have, I shall say quotes, that I've circulated on my timeline today, right? And with that, I'm going to say to you, those are the things I'm going to be talking about, just to arouse curiosity of those of you who have not had an opportunity to read or to check out my story for the day. I'm always giving little seeds of thought. I'm planting those throughout the day on Mondays and Wednesdays, or whenever I'm going to be coming on live. So I was contemplating, am I going to come on tonight or what? Then decided, yeah, I most certainly am. Because I'm doing some pre-records with some people and was wondering, do I go ahead and pre-record or what? So I said, no, it's going to be a Girl Talk Guys 2 kind of a night. So welcome into the room, Sheldon, Kim, Jen Franks, everyone in the room. Thank you for dropping in and spending some time with me, right? What is your status? What is it? Drop it into comments. I'm curious to know. I am divorced. A lot of people would say, well, Valerie, you're single. You're no longer married. Well, it's the difference between single and divorced. You're only single one time. Once you're married, you're no longer single. Even though you may go through a divorce, guess what? You don't revert back to single, because that's a status that you no longer have. You're divorced and available. How about that? I'm just saying, seed for thought, because you're only single one time. Single. Oh, and happiness resides in every situation, right? Happiness. Are you happy in your current status? I'm happy with me. I'm definitely happy with me and how I've grown and how I've utilized my status of divorce. And that's been quite a few years. I'm going to say, 12, 13 years for me. It's been quite a bit of dating since that divorce. However, these streets are not kind by any means. So that's why I find joy in coming on and having Girl Talking Guys too, to see how the streets treating you out there. However, like I said before, this isn't strictly for singles, divorced, separated, married folks also. It's about the married individuals as well. Are you happy in your marriage? What are you doing to keep it steamy? What are you doing to keep it in love? What are you doing? So this also applies to you as well. What is your status? And it's going to be a few questions I'm going to ask you as well to, of course, make you think just a little bit, to make you question yourself. What am I doing to keep this relationship fabulous? What am I doing to meet someone amazing? Am I giving what I'm asking for? The boomerang of it all. Just something to arouse the curiosity. I had every intention of polling this live tonight and forgot to turn on the poll with the questions in it. So I'm just going to come outright and ask. I'm going to just Ask a direct question. What is your status? Are you happy with it? What are you doing to change it if you are not? What are you willing to do? Strange thing is, I know with Facebook being with this whole new dating app, I think they have, it's been a plethora of inboxes, it's been a plethora of friend requests from gentlemen. You know, the majority of time it's been business associates or people wanting to connect pertaining to business. However, I'm seeing the flux, and it's been some people that I connect with and I'm totally thrilled about, and they're honest and upfront. Are you married? That's the first thing. Are you married? Direct messages come, are you married? And I'm like, oh wow, well that's how you really break the ice. Don't like that. Could you introduce yourself? The simple things, back to basics. And being in a place of where you've been married and you know what that's like, and you may be interested in having that status again, evaluate where you are presently. Are you happy with your present status? Ask yourself that. I ask it often because I tell you what, I'm ready to get out of this current situation where I am. Oh no, this can't last much longer. I'm in prayer all the time. Oh God, oh Lord, you know what's best for me. Please direct my path. Let's not waste any more time. I spent a lot of time with individuals in the past, and of course I talked about it in how I became fabulous and a lady all the time. Yeah, I talked about that and the difference in between phases. Angel, you're happily single? Honey, I'm right there with you. However, companionship, that's nice to have. It really is. We can do so many things in a single mindset, and at the same time, like, you know what, God, is this what you intend for me? If so, I'm good with it. I'm okay with it. However, that desire you have in my heart, I know that's coming to fruition also. So looking at it for what it is, that's why I say, what is your status? Are you happy there? And by you saying you're happy there, Angel, you know you're my girl. You know you're my sister. I believe you wholehearted. Because there are times when we are in particular statuses because we have other things that we have to do that's more important than being booed up. I'm so serious about that. It's about a balance in your life, and how balanced are you in yours? How balanced? Because everything has to be pretty steady in order for you to be even qualified to be in such a status. I'm just saying. And, having conversation with different people, men and women alike, often, and associating their life to music. I know when I have conversation with some individuals, that's what happens. I say, how can you associate your life status right now to music? What does your playlist sound like? Angel, you're saying, okay, I will be open when it's time to connect with someone else, but this isn't the time. Bingo. We need to know when it's time for that shift. And when it is made present in your life, I totally believe you will recognize it. I know I'm in a place in my life to where I will recognize it. I'm also at that place in my life when I know for certain you're not it. You're not it. I know that in a split second. Hi, Sandy Longo. I tend to know these things. Thank God for discernment. Thank God for growth. Thank God for every position that I've been in order to be able to recognize when someone is and isn't supposed to be a part of my life. And knowing that, it makes it easy for me to stay focused on what my call is and what I am supposed to be doing right now and balancing my life. You got to look at it for what it is. And then go back to the question, can I give what I am seeking in someone else? Don't ask for it if you can't give it. That's something else to ponder. There's quite a few quotes. I know the first one is by the musical artist Roy Ayers. It said, the true beauty of music is it connects people. Who do you sincerely want to be connected with? Who do you desire to be connected with? What does it look like in your imagination? That ideal person. I write about Boaz Solomon. I gave him a name, Boaz Solomon, because of the characteristics, not who they are per se, but the characteristics and how they were explained. So I took Boaz and I took Solomon and I merged them. Now that would be a guy, but whoever God has for me, I'm grateful for. But then we also tend to have an idea in our minds of what we're attracted to, what we would prefer. Those types of things. Assess yourself according to your current status. If you're out here separated, are you dating? I had someone approach me that was separated, and I said, oh no, sweet thing, I'm not available for that. No, I'm not available for that because you're still married. Shut it down super fast and make sure that you have your light on for the right reasons. Not because the weather has changed outside and it's cold and it's dark early and I just want to have somebody to talk to, because that's, when you're setting yourself up for a miserable fail. Sincerely. So let's assess when you're ready, know when you're ready, and what that actually looks like to you and your heart and your soul, your mind, your alignment in your life. If you have children, if you don't have children, how is it going to affect their lives? Because every action you take not only affects yours, your life, it also calls and affect theirs. Your forever husband is called righteous. That's his name. I like that. I like that. Because he's going to be when he shows up. And it's evident, Angel. It's evident. And I have this smile. And I know I'm going to be rocking this smile when I see Boaz Solomon. Honey, whoo, he's been prayed for. Ani Bliss. I'm telling you, that's a hashtag Ani Bliss for real. And that means in African proverb, prayed for. Absolutely. I get excited. And knowing that I have in mind of what this person looks like, even though I'm certain it'll be a complete shock of who he is. Can't wait to introduce him to you. Totally cannot. Hi, Kenji. Welcome to the room, girlie. So ask yourself, how long have you been single or divorced or praying for that status to change? How long has it been? Are you working on yourself to make yourself greater and to make yourself that ideal prize of who you know you are and who you can present to somebody else? How long has it been? Like I said, I've been dating when I felt like dating, because I'll take myself off of the scope, like Isolation Island. I've been on the Isolation Island now for over 2 years. Which means when I'm on Isolation Island, I'm all about bettering me. It's all about bettering me. That's what's important. Because the greater I am, the more of a gift I am to somebody else. That type of thing. I enjoy reading. I enjoy writing. My prayer life, my spirituality is all about building that, number one. And working for myself, growing my business. Spending time with family and friends, the people that are most important to me, and not dwelling on the fact of my status. I don't dwell on it. I just decided to live my life. And while living, I'll meet who I'm supposed to meet on that particular journey. And I ask you that for a reason, to assess what's been taking place. Have you been dating? What type of men or women have you been dating? What is it? What would you like to change? What are you looking for? Go ahead, don't be bashful. Drop it in comments. I'm curious to know, because I know my girlfriends and my guy friends too, they always have this list of things, and I'm not one for the list anymore. Not about that. Because I feel if you're living according and you put out into the universe and you pray about what it is that you want, if you're extending that and you're offering that, then you will definitely meet that person. So it's really not a need to have that list. Although we do have our preferences. We do. If we know what they are, why write them down? The list really don't make sense. Just saying. At the same time, while you're processing that and taking it all in, I want to ask you another question. If you're in a relationship, what would you like to see changed? And I'm going somewhere with this. Because sometimes, I know in that last situation I was in, I'll say that, and I talked about Mr. Right Now, in here, right? I talked about it. And he would always say, well, Valerie, if you do this, we could do that. It was always a contingency. If you do this, we can do that. And I'm like, no, not willing to do that. Not willing to do that. There are things that you can be flexible on. But however, if someone asks you to do something that's going to change the essence of you, of who you are, a part of your fabric, that's a no. That's not something that I was willing to compromise of myself in that way, because it would have changed me drastically. But what I had to learn, and told him, I prayed about it. And I told him, you know what? I prayed about that thing. I said, God said, what you're trying to change in me is what is broken in you, and you're trying to reveal it through me. Therefore, I'm not willing to do that. I love you so much. I'm telling you the truth. I love you so much I can leave you right here, right now. Because I will not change me, because that's what you want, in order for us to do something different or to go to that next thing. Because if that's a requirement, I already know you're not the one for me. Take care. Good riddance. I love you that much. I love you that much. And I love me more than that. And once upon a time, many moons ago, as anyone else, you entertained that thought. However, having discernment, knowing who you are, living in alignment with yourself, it's easy to make decisions when something foreign or strange enters your life and somebody asks you to do something that you know that's going to go against your core of being. It's easy to say no, in love, with a smile on your face, because I know I did. Please don't compromise who you are for someone else. And once I, hear that, and I've heard it before with other individuals, that is what has happened. She conformed to that. She changed herself in so many ways for this person. He never married her. Never did. Broke up, married somebody else in 3 months. She's devastated. I changed for him. I said, well, baby doll, what is the lesson in this? Hi, Frankie Sullivan, Dave Anderson, James Caldwell. Welcome to the room. That's what I'm talking about. How well do you know yourself? What is your status? How long have you been in this space? And what are you doing to better yourself in the meantime? These are very thought-provoking questions to assess where you are in your life. Is there action to change what's within you before you present yourself to someone else? Think about that past relationship that you were in. And if you ask yourself that question, or even if you ask them, you need to change. I wish you change. If only you do this, or if only you do that. Think back to that question. And then apply it back to yourself. Why would you even ask them that? The truth of the matter is, it doesn't go unnoticed when you ask yourself that question. It's something that's stirring up inside of you that needs repair. Believe it or not, we have had conversation within that past couple of years, not so long ago, and it came back up. It came back up, and it was something that we discussed post breakup, post cutting off, all of that. Because sometimes you have to take drastic measures, and I did, to end something that's toxic, to end something that's not good for you, something that's not flourishing you in life, however, taking away from you. It's taken away from you. And you can't flourish and grow when someone is dousing the light that's inside of you. Be mindful of those associations. Be mindful of the people that you have in your lives. That's what I'm talking about. Assess your relationships. Feel comfortable in your status. Make sure it's moving forward, because if it's stagnant, ask yourself why. Have those conversations with your guy or with your gal. Make sure you have those conversations. And if there's some things that you know you don't feel comfortable just yet talking about, introduce the conversation jar to them. I've talked about the conversation jar so many times. The conversation jar can save relationships. It can grow relationships. It can be that one little thing that the both of you can do to change the trajectory of your relationship. I've used it in the past with those that I wanted to use it with. But then, how would you go about using that? And for those of you who don't know what the conversation jar is, you basically take a jar that has a lid, and I always had blue strips of paper, like a Post-it pad, right? Blue, and then for me, it was always the pink or purple, right? And anything that came up that week that warrants a conversation, because sometimes we can't have conversation in the midst of things that are taking place in our lives, because we're way caught up in our emotions. When we're caught up in our emotions, oh, now is not the time. Now is not it. So you be mindful, and you say, you know what? Just ask for permission. You know what? We can't talk about this right now. I'm a little too testy. I'm too up in my emotions. Would you mind if we, could talk about this on Wednesday at 6 o'clock or whatever? Whatever time you choose to have your conversations around what's in that jar. So if I have an issue or something I feel warrants a conversation, I'm going to go in and I'm going to take that purple piece of Post-it note and I'm going to write what needs to be addressed, and I'm putting it in the jar. So whenever whoever I'm seeing, sees that, oh my gosh, you got something in the jar, we need to talk about that. And if we said Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, this is when we're going to open that jar, because we're sitting together at the table. We're sitting there and we're going to have conversation around that. He is going to pull that out and he's going to read what I have concern about. It's going to be discussed, and vice versa. If he has something that needs to be discussed, he's going to write it on that blue Post-it note. I'm going to see it when the time comes. I'm going to go in, I'm going to pull out, I'm going to read it, and we're going to have a heart-to-heart conversation right then and right there. And the reason why I say hold tight and wait for a while before addressing it, because when we're in the midst of our emotions, we may say something we don't mean. The energy is high. We don't want to hurt feelings. We want to be mature about this. We want to be mature in it. That's why I say pick a night of the week when you both can look forward to that time, and the phones are going to be off, or the kids are going to be doing whatever it is that they do. You're going to have time to be together to work on your relationship. That's the whole point of the conversation jar. And when I tell you it's amazing, it is. So if you've never heard of it, now you have. Implement it in your relationships. And you can use it in any type of relationship where it's going to warrant conversation to rectify and a solution for whatever that could be going on in your life. Okay? That's why I mentioned that. Relationships are to be nurtured. We are two individuals coming together in life as one. That's the whole point of dating, of changing your status and connecting with someone amazing. Connecting with someone that we are hopeful to be that one. However, there are going to be times, just date and have fun. Okay? Dating is to be fun. Because you met him or her didn't mean that you're going to go out on a date and then you are going to get married. You've already planned a wedding. Dating is because we're learning more about ourselves with someone else. You can learn so much about yourself just by going on a date with someone, because they don't see you the way you see yourself. You don't see them the way they see themselves. So you can legitimately exchange information that you've learned about each other to better you. Doesn't mean that that person's going to be your husband or your wife. It just could be someone that's in passing that's supposed to help you grow. And I was thinking about that earlier today and how much fun dating is. I remember just dating without any expectations at all. I'm gathering information. That's what I was doing. Eventually, I'm going to meet someone amazing. Oh my goodness, Boaz Solomon is coming. I'm preparing myself for Boaz Solomon, for whenever he shows up. Doesn't mean that the guy I'm going out with on Friday night is that guy, or on Saturday night is that guy. But it's something I can learn from each engagement. Each relationship could just simply be platonic. So open yourself up to learn more about yourself, preparing yourself for who is supposed to come. And like I said, I was thinking about it today and what fun means to me. It's fabulous. It's unscripted, nurturing. Fabulous, unscripted, nurturing for yourself with somebody else. We're constantly looking for nurturing. We're looking for ways to keep spice in our marriages. We're looking for ways to meet someone amazing. Where are we going to meet someone amazing? Life sometimes deal us hands that we are not prepared to play, those cards that we have. So what are you going to do different to change trajectory? What are you going to do different to learn more about yourself, to grow? How are you presenting yourself to someone else? What does it look like? Your status. I know Angel says she's happily single. I'm divorced, have been divorced for 12 years. Divorced but dating. I can't revert back to single. I've been single once. Once you're married, that's it. You don't go back to single. Only a person who's actually single and never been married is single. But then, society gravitates back to that. It's automatic. But I'm conscious to know I'll never be single again. So, ponder the questions that I've already asked you. Welcome to the room, everyone new that's come in. It's been some juicy things that we've already talked about. Unfortunately, I'm not going to backpedal just yet. I will recap at the end. And of course, you're always welcome to go back and catch the replay. Yes, Kim, what are you saying? I'm fixing my life in front of others, yet there's no hugs. Well, if there's no hugs, Kim, should you not present a hug? There's going to be times when you're going to have to reach out to extend a hug versus waiting to receive one. Don't wait for things that you can present. I'll say that. Be confident in you. Know what you have to offer. Know who you are as an individual. And always have your green light on of presentation, of always fabulous, of always, having some class and some dignity, presenting of yourself. If you extend it, you'll receive more of it back. I'm just saying, seed for thought. There is another question here I'm going to ask you. We were talking about changing before. I had someone to say, Valerie, if you would just change this, or if you just do this, and we could have been that, right? That wasn't supposed to be a direction for my life, and I knew it. Even though I wanted to stay there for a period of time, I knew that relationship was pretty much done. It was done. It had exceeded its time. And when you know that a relationship has run its course, the most precious gift you can ever give yourself is doing that. Go on when you know, because it's not helping anyone by staying. You're missing out on opportunity to be with that individual that you're supposed to be with when you're hanging out with the person that's not for you. You know in your heart, you know in your soul, your spirit, you know it. And it can be fearful to start over again. I remember being that person that says, I don't want to start over again. Maybe we can fix that. That's when you start pondering. Should I change? Would it hurt me that much to concede to that? Now you're selling yourself out. Some people do because of the fear of starting again. I was that girl. I was like, oh, I don't want to start over again. Now I welcome the opportunity of meeting someone new and learning all of this juicy newness of somebody else. Because when you know someone so well, you've been with them for a period of time and you've known them inside out, backwards, forwards, you're still not married. You're just there hanging out for years on end. Because I know with me in that last situation, it was on and off for 7 years. And oh my gosh, you cannot get time back. Time, once it ticks forward, that's it. We get time once. You best to make the best of it. When you have it, utilize it wisely. Oh man, time now, value is so valuable to me. It's a precious commodity that I'm not willing to just give away like that. I'm not willing to do that. So if I say yes to you when it comes to going out, you have proven yourself. Yes, you had conscious intent of getting to know me that warrants going out. So congratulations. That's how I look at that. Other than that, when I've had someone around for a long period of time and I know I've been trying to fix it and you hear the word trying to fix it, it's already wrong. You shouldn't have to go through all of that. Is it going to warrant work? Absolutely. Any relationship is going to mean work. It's continual work to continuously grow, to become greater, to respect each other, to love each other that much where you're willing to do something within yourself to present. And the best way I can say it is give what you're looking for. Be who you are looking for. When you are that person, you get such amazement back from someone else, and they don't have to ask you to change. They won't ask you because you are living your life according to receiving what you're asking for. Not everybody is happy in those moments. I will give you everything under the sun from me when you are doing things I don't have to ask you for, when you're kind and loving. I want to take it a step further. The 5 love languages. So many people harp on, well, if you get to know me, if you understand what my language is, then we can be amazing because you're treating me according to my personal love language. I don't have a problem with those 5 love languages. What I had to learn for me personally, Valerie Miller, what I had to learn is to not say that quality time and gifts, for example, are my 2 love languages. Because I can care less about gifts. Gifts to me is the quality time. Gifts to me is being thoughtful and calling to see how I'm doing today. Those are the kinds of things that I look for. So when it comes to those love languages, hi Nat, hi Jerome. So what I look for when it comes to those 5 love languages, I, Valerie Miller, commit to being all 5. If I'm presenting all 5, it's no way I'm missing any. So if I can present all 5, it would be fabulous to have someone in my life who's also presenting all 5. Go ahead, sip on that. Gulp it, ingest it. Do that. Stop picking and choosing of expectations that you have of someone else if you're not putting forth the effort to be what you're seeking. So let's go ahead and put to rest those 5 love languages. Only being all 5. Not 1 or 2, all 5. So if you can present that, I can guarantee you probably have so many options to choose from to fill your weekends, to fill whatever it is that you want to do when it comes to seeking someone amazing to be in your life. I'm just saying. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come on tonight with Girl Talking Guys too, and ask about your status. If you're happy in it, if you're not, what are you doing to change it? You change it for yourself, not asking someone else to change for you. No requirements list for someone else to change. Learn to accept other people for who they are. When you can accept them for who they are, then you can make a sound decision if you choose to include them in your life or not. Let you be the one to make the decisions for your life, inclusive or not. That's all I'm going to say about that. And it's one more part I'm going to add, and then I'm probably going to get off. Probably. It just depends. Because I'm going to definitely read those questions that, well, not the questions, but the quotes that I had on my timeline today. This is a two-part. If you're in a relationship, what do you love most about the person that you're with? And do you share that with them often? Because when you can make them feel good and be excited about that one particular thing, guess what? You're going to get so much more of it. And then they're going to layer the icing on it that much thicker. You're going to get some amazing benefits from this person because you gave them a compliment. It's not about buying a purse. It's not about exchanging of gifts. Our words are powerful. Spending time with them and just being kind goes far. Right? Hi, Thomas Flowers. And if you do not have anyone special in your life right now, and that's what your prayer is, that's what you are looking for in your life, and you have been working on yourself to make yourself that much more greater or fabulous in your presentation, becoming a greater you, because when you are the most amazing person and you can spend time with yourself, you go out with yourself, because that's the epitome of it all. If you can spend time with you and have a good time, then you're definitely going to have a good time with someone else, and they will actually enjoy you. Get to know yourself. Be you, be fabulous, right? So, if you don't have that special person in your life just yet, what is one loving thing that you know for certain that this person must possess in their life, and you would consider a deal breaker if they don't? I figure I'll pause for just a split second. I'm just going to pause it for a sec. Because that's a juicy question. Like for me, and I know with anyone that I decide to go out with, it's going to be they have a relationship with God. Because my relationship has grown so much and it continues to grow. It will be difficult for me to get with someone who does not have that relationship. You know? It's so heavy. Know what you want. I had a conversation with someone earlier, a fabulous friend, and it's someone, and I have again on my timeline, Angela Marshall. We were talking earlier today, and we were talking about how important it is to have friendships and what those friendships look like. And she's someone that I met on LinkedIn. We're both authors, and you're going to see her on Wisdom Wednesday on December 4. We're going to have a juicy conversation, right? And it's so much because we're both divorced, and it's some things that we were talking about today that will be presented on that date. However, friendships are to be nurtured, all of them. All of them. So even with her, I met her socially. So by me meeting her on LinkedIn, and then we connect here on Facebook, today we have that conversation. And it's so much that we have in common. It's bananas. And the same could be between you and someone else. I do have the challenge for 2020 that's I've already started, and it's to connect with everyone that's on my timeline in all of my platforms, to have engaging conversation, to get to know you better, because it's not doing you nor myself any good to have connections and I know absolutely nothing about you. So that's going to be my quest or challenge for 2020, and its purpose behind that, and you will know more about it when the time comes. So if you put the energy into getting to know someone, for a loving relationship, for a partner, or you want to be married, whatever that status is, put forth those same efforts with the people that is in cyber world. You never know who you may have connected dots with at some place of these platforms that could know someone who would be perfect for you. And it all comes up in conversation. So I'm just casting that net out to you as a seed of thought. Get to know who's already in your life. Who you're praying for is probably already there. Hi, Val. Hey, cousin. So that's all I want to say to you all tonight. It's so important, Sparrows, to know who we are and know what our statuses, where they lie, and what it means to you to be there. No matter where you are within your status, it can be greater if you only put forth some effort to do that. That's what I'm saying tonight, right? Another quote that I had on the timeline is that music can cure things medication never will. That was an anonymous author. Music really takes you to a place. And this platform is about music and literature. It's writing and music, and how writing can heal hearts and music can heal hearts. No matter what your status is, again, it's something profound about writing. It's something profound about music that can really connect us in our spirits, connect us in our souls. No matter if it's good or bad, a new relationship or one that's ended, it's always something to write about. It's always music that can mend it. It's always music that can promote you or push you to end it. It's something in all spaces. That's why I love this platform so much. Music is everything to me, and writing about it. Another quote was, "The truth is everyone is going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for." That's Bob Marley. Hi, Paris. It's inevitable. Some of the people that we love most in life hurts us. It may not be intentional, but you're going to feel hurt, some disappointment at all phases of life. And he is so right when saying, be selective of who you're willing to take that pain for, that. Because just like it can be hurtful, it can be the most loving thing in the world. Break up to make up, hurt to heal, entertain the conversation jar. Because there are sometimes things happen and the other person isn't even mindful of it. They don't know. They have no idea that they have hurt you. And there are times when we'll hold on to it and don't say a word. Don't do that either. Utilize that conversation jar. It can be that one thing that save a relationship, soar your relationship. It's just keeping the gates of your relationship open and having an open heart to do the work to repair, to do the work to grow, to do the work to become greater. That's it. Hi, Teresa. Hello, Nancy. That's what I'm talking about. That's juice, guys. And of course, Carrie Washington. Her quote was, she said, "I don't have to be perfect. All I have to do is show up and enjoy the messy, imperfect, and beautiful journey that life offers us." And it's 100% correct. I agree with her wholehearted. And of course, I have my own quote that came from chapter 27, Show Love by Being Love, which is basically what we're talking about with your what's your status and are you happy in it. However, my quote reads, love can be messy and quite complicated sometimes, which requires a great deal of forgiveness. The secret is simply allowing the other person to be themselves while accepting them for who they are. And that's all I'm going to say about that. It's not about changing anyone. It's basically accepting them for who they are, just as you want them to accept you for who you are. Exchange in life. That's all it takes, some time in exchange. Be what you're looking for. And if you're being what you're looking for, if you are all 5 love languages, guess what? You boomerang that out in the universe, you're going to get it all back. Triple fold. And that's the juice that I'm serving on tonight. That is it. And that is all. And I have stayed on so much longer than I thought I would. However, it was just kind of on my heart today to kind of filter those things on the timeline, to just plant that seed of thought there, to assess yourself within those quotes, to see what your status is today. Embrace where you are today, because your win is going to take you somewhere different tomorrow. As long as you're working on you, everything you desire will come. However, only ask for what you are able to give, and nothing more, nothing less, because it takes work to grow in any relationship. And when you're open-hearted and you're willing to do that, everything's amazing. Everything is all the way fabulous. And your life can be that bud that blooms just as you dreamt it would be. And that's it, my loving sparrows. That's all I got for you tonight. Okay? And on that note, I'm going to say, love without conditions. Always possess a positive attitude and soar in all you do. I love you, mean it. Smooches.